Hello everyone, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts and Colossal Fossils. This is Prehistoric Facts special extra episode number 50. We're at 50 extra episodes. So that's cool. So 50 away from 100, and that'll be actually awesome if we can reach to 100 extra episodes. And so the 50th extra episode will be about my 10 favorite Triassic animals. And so, yeah, let's actually get to the criteria. So the criteria for this list is this is still just for fun. This is also just a list, no rankings, and that these animals are in no particular order, and that each animal will get their own special episode. There's a few on here that already have a special episode, so maybe there could be a redo of those episodes at some point later down the line in the future. But there's also everyone's list is different. So like you guys got a different list than I do, and so you guys can actually put down your favorite Triassic period animals. So animals that are from the Triassic period. And so yeah, feel free to put down like your 10, maybe your 5, or whatever type of list that you can think of. And yeah, so feel free to put down your favorite Triassic animals. It could be like animals that soared above the sky. They can be lived on land, or otherwise they can have possibly lived in the ocean. So yeah, feel free to put those down in the comment section down below. So let's actually get started with the list, shall we? So the first prehistoric animal that is one of my favorite Triassic animals is Lystrosaurus. And so Lystrosaurus is a type of mammal-like reptile, and so it is part of that family group of mammal-like reptiles. And they actually are part of the Dicynodontiid family. And so you can kind of see there's tusks that are going down from the upper jaw right over here, and so they're kind of like a strange looking animal. They would walk almost like reptiles, like modern day reptiles, but their back legs are underneath their body, and their front legs are kind of splayed out, but they're actually kind of like in between of splayed out and like underneath the body. And so they're a strange animal, and they were very common uh, in the early parts of the Triassic, very common, and so they were almost everywhere. So anywhere in the fossil record in the early Triassic to the mid Triassic, you're going to see a lot of these guys. And so yeah, Lystrosaurus is one of my favorite prehistoric animals from the Triassic. The next animal is the first dinosaur on the list, and so we got one of the very first primitive dinosaurs on this list, and that is Eoraptor. And so Eoraptor is a very small dinosaur, and a lot of you probably know the discovery of Eoraptor. You know, discovered in Argentina in Valley of the Moon, and was discovered by Paul Sereno, one of the most well-known paleontologists today. And so yeah, Eoraptor was a very cool dinosaur, one of the very first dinosaurs to show up in the fossil record, and there's some debate of whether or not of where it belongs in the dinosaur family tree. Like, does it belong in the group of dinosaurs that would ultimately become plant eaters, or does it belong to the group of dinosaurs that would ultimately become the carnivores? And so there's a little bit of debate on that. This animal is probably omnivorous, and so, yeah, this is actually a pretty cool dinosaur, and I love those big eyes. And this picture right here, this image was from the Dinotasia or Dinosaur Revolution, wherever you want to call it. And so, yeah, I love this image of Eoraptor. The next prehistoric animal, and one of my favorite Triassic animals, is one of the first aquatic reptiles, and that is Nothosaurus. Nothosaurus is so cool looking. It almost looks like a devilish looking reptile, like, or lizard or something like that, like a devilish lizard. It's so cool looking. The skull is just so cool. I love the teeth just jutting out like that. It just looks so cool. A long body, uh, more of a semi-aquatic type of reptile, but it would actually be living in the ocean, living in the water a little bit more so in the oceans. It's so cool. I love this. I love this prehistoric animal. This is one of my favorite marine reptiles of all time. Then the next prehistoric animal, another type of dinosaur. This is my favorite dinosaur of the Triassic period, and that is Coelophysis. And so Coelophysis is a small dinosaur, part of the theropod family group. And yeah, it's a very primitive. It's a primitive theropod. not the top dog in terms of top predator, or like a predatory hierarchy. It would actually be a little bit towards the bottom in the predatory hierarchy in the Triassic, but there was tons of Coelophysis specimens, tons of them. There's a lot of them that were discovered in excuse me, Ghost Ranch in New Mexico, not Valley of the Moon, in Ghost Ranch in New Mexico in the United States. And there's so many specimens. There's so many specimens. All got washed up together. And I know there's some fossil remains that have been found in Arizona as well. So who knows how many Coelophysis remains that are out there in the fossil record in terms of the Triassic period. But yeah, Coelophysis is my favorite dinosaur of the Triassic. The next animal, another aquatic marine reptile. So a marine reptile right here, Cymbospondylus. And Cymbospondylus, you might remember it from the Chased by Sea Monsters documentary with Nigel Marven, and talking about the deadliest seas of all time in terms of the fossil record. And yeah, Cymbospondylus is a type of ichthyosaur, a primitive type of ichthyosaur. And yeah, it is a very cool looking streamlined body designed for speed. It is a speed demon in the Triassic period in terms of the oceans. And I love this design from this artistry. It's so cool looking. I love Cymbospondylus. Cymbospondylus is my favorite Triassic marine reptile, and I actually love this, and it's part of the iconic group of the ichthyosaurs. Next dinosaur on the list, so it's this next one on the prehistoric animals of the Triassic is one of my favorites, is Herrerasaurus. And Herrerasaurus was one of the first dinosaurs to start getting a little bit bigger, and so starting to take on the archosaurs of the Triassic period in terms of the top predators, but still not the top predator, but it would be competing for the top predator spot. And yeah, this animal is so cool looking. I got to see a few skeletons of this thing. The skull just looks amazing. The teeth are just so cool, and it's just, I love this animal. This animal always gives me really cool vibes to it. I love this dinosaur, and would be very much faster than the other predators around its time. And yeah, this would be the one of my favorite dinosaurs. The Herrerasaurus is below Coelophysis in terms of my favorite Triassic dinosaurs. And now we get to my favorite prehistoric animal of the Triassic, and that is Postosuchus. Postosuchus is a type of archosaur, and you may have seen it in the Walking with Dinosaurs episode, New Dawn, the Furryverse episode. And that design is outdated, but this is somewhat what it's supposed to be, Postosuchus. It's got longer legs compared to the hind legs, so it might be able to stand up on its hind legs a little bit more than than actually going on all fours. I think the only time it would actually be on all fours if it's actually feeding. So feeding on like any type of prey caught or a carcass that was actually left out to rot. And so yeah, this is actually a cool prehistoric animal. I love this animal. I would love to see this thing in Colossal Fossils' collection at some point. And so yeah, this would be very cool to have in Colossal Fossils. And yeah, and Postosuchus is mostly found in Arizona in those places, in that kind of part of the state, in that part of the United States. And yeah, it is so cool looking. This is my all-time favorite prehistoric animal of the Triassic. I love this animal. The next animal of the Triassic is Euparkeria, the possible ancestor to all dinosaurs. And so yeah, this is a small animal. This is a small reptile. And uniquely about this animal is that it could actually raise up on its hind legs and actually run on its hind legs. It could walk on all fours and feed on all fours, but it could catch its prey by running on its hind legs. And it's a weird feature, but this was a very important feature in the Triassic, because this would ultimately give rise to animals that would ultimately have legs underneath their body and be able to go at much faster speed, and be able to run on their hind legs, and that would be the dinosaurs. And some dinosaurs were able to walk on all fours, but yeah, and so yeah, the theropods would actually thank the theropods, the hadrosaurs, the iguanodontids, You know, those types of dinosaurs would be thanking Euparkeria for that kind of design. The next prehistoric animal, the only pterosaur on this list, and that would be Peteinosaurus. Peteinosaurus was featured in Walking with Dinosaurs in the New Dawn episode. It's a small pterosaur, able to catch like insects and some small fish. And yeah, it would actually be around near the shorelines a little bit more, but also it could actually be found in like near rivers, lakes, those types of places. But yeah, this is a pretty unique pterosaur. I know a lot of you might actually say like other types of pterosaurs are favorites from the Triassic, but yeah, put your favorite pterosaurs from the Triassic down too, and your favorite prehistoric animals of the Triassic. And the last animal to be featured in my favorite Triassic animals is Desmatosuchus. Desmatosuchus is a herbivorous reptile. It's got like all sorts of armor all over it, like mainly on top of the back, and even the it's got like belly armor too. So it's got those like those like scutes on, or like those like belly scales that are very thick and have bone on them and bone in them. It's just pretty cool. And the cool part of Desmatosuchus, it's got those spikes coming out of its shoulders, and that's just the coolest feature of Desmatosuchus. Desmatosuchus is so awesome. It's one of my favorite herbivorous animals of the Triassic, and one of my favorite reptiles. Period of the Mesozoic era, and it is really neat. And so yeah, this is the list. So like I said before, please put down your favorite Triassic animals in the comment section down below, so that way I can see them all. And yeah, and feel free to do that. And the next episode will be on August 26th, 2021, and there'll be a Q&A episode. So if you got any questions about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life, feel free to email me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or just go on my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts of Dino Chris. Like the page, you actually post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messenger's only for private conversations. So just in the comment section, and I will check them out. And so yeah, feel free to check that out. And also, for YouTubers out there, feel free to like the videos. Also, share the videos. Share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life. And also, subscribe to the channel so that way it helps out the channel as well to keep the channel growing. And also, stomp on that bell so that way you can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out weekly. And also, put your questions in the comment section, because I do read them all, and your questions do mean a lot in Q&A episodes, and those are actually awesome that you guys are able to do that. And so, yeah, feel free to put your questions down in the comment section down below, and also make sure you keep your questions short and to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. It's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of the people around you. And also, for you younger people out there, to make sure listening to your parents and teachers and guardians, it's the best motivation you can have for good education. It's very important to have a good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. And also, in this kind of time, please wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands, and also, if you're not vaccinated yet, please get vaccinated, because that way we actually reduce the spread of the virus, and that's what we want to do to actually get back to the pre-pandemic normal that we need to get to. And also, if you guys are not familiar with Colossal Fossils, please check that out. Check out their website. I'll put the link in the description down below. I do work for them, and it is an awesome place to work, even though right now we're in a little bit of a hiatus, but we're actually slowly getting things back in order by doing some small events and all that sorts of stuff. So yeah, feel free to check that out. And if you want to donate to Colossal Fossils too, because we're a nonprofit, feel free to donate. Hit the donate tab. You can donate as much as you want. And the donations go to pretty much just getting exhibits in the museum as much as possible. And right now we're going for a T-Rex. If you want to donate for the T-Rex, please feel free to go to the donate tab and donate as much as you want to Colossal Fossils, so that way we can get a T-Rex for the museum. And so yeah, feel free to check out Colossal Fossils. We'll put the link in the description down below. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.